We're blessed. We're excited. The market, tailwinds are helping us. There is one that we haven't announced yet. We just literally I closed 2 hours ago a $14.5 million deal in Rochester, New York, a $13 million deal, as you mentioned, in Harker Heights, Texas, which is basically a suburb of Austin, Texas. We closed a deal in Boardman, Oregon, which is outside of Portland, recently.
All right, welcome back inside our proactive newsroom. And joining me now is Rushi Shah. He is the CEO of Magmile Capital. And Rushi, it's great to see you. How are you?
Hey, doing well, Steve. Great to be here.
Yeah, excited to learn a bit more about what the company's doing. I know it's been a very busy year so far, and we're only sitting in March, so it's lots of stuff coming up. Let's talk about the company itself. Tell me a bit about Magmile.
Yeah, thanks. We're very excited about Magmile. It's an exciting time for our company, for our industry. Magmile Capital is a commercial real estate finance advisory company that is transitioning to be a full stack tech company with AI and machine learning. We finance large real estate transactions all over United States and Canada. We do large hotel loans. We place capital for large scale multifamily projects, office projects, self storage projects, retail projects. We work with developers and owners that need capital. We place them with CMBS financing. CMBS stands for commercial mortgage backed securities. These are bond backed financing. We do life insurance company financing, bridge financing, joint venture equity financing, preferred equity, mezzanine capital. We fill in all parts of the capital stack. That's what Magmile Capital does.
Rushi, do you look at a certain level of company that you work with or deal that you will do? Is there some criteria that you look at to before you work on something?
Yeah, great question. Our advertised minimum, as we'd like to say, is $10 million and up. So our sweet spot is deals between $10 million and $250 million in capitalization, which by definition means somewhat sophisticated sponsors or family offices that have owned real estate for a while, or developers that have owned real estate for a while, or people who own real estate. So we're typically not targeting newbies or first
Mhm.
time commercial real estate owners. That's
Yeah.
not our target audience.
Yeah, I know you've had some recent big wins. As a matter of fact, just most recently, $13 million closing with the Hampton Inn Harker Heights. So you've had some real great successes over the last little while, and that just really sort of piggybacked onto 2024, which was a very successful year for the company.
Yeah, we're blessed. We're excited. The market, tailwinds are helping us. There's one that we haven't announced yet. We just literally I closed 2 hours ago a $14.5 million deal in Rochester, New York, a $13 million deal, as you mentioned, in Harker Heights, Texas, which is basically a suburb of Austin, Texas. We closed a deal in Boardman, Oregon, which is outside of Portland, recently. We announced a few other deals this year. I mean, we've closed over $80 million of transactions just in the last 2 months.
Mm.
And we have a very strong pipeline. We have $250 million of deals in our pipeline that we want to close, or we are looking to close here in the next 2 to 3 months. So it's exciting times. Look, capital is available. It's plentiful. Real estate is a leverage based business, meaning everybody needs financing. Um, you know, Majority of real estate assets around the world, around the country, has a loan in, or some sort of a loan in place,
Yeah.
and all of these loans have maturity dates. These are not all loans that are 30-year mortgages. These are short-term mortgages. So these are people that keep coming back as their maturities come back, and this year happens to be a very very large maturity. We call it the wall of maturities year. So all of these owners are going to need to place debt.
Yeah. Uh, just wrapping up here, Rashid, talk to me a little bit about what's ahead, where you see the biggest opportunities for growth, and when the markets are the way they are and they're sort of up and down, is that a benefit for the type of work that you do and can lead to growth for the company?
Look, uncertainty is always a difficult thing in any part of the business. In our case, owners are looking to take risk off the table. when there's
Yeah.
all these other risks. This is the last risk they want, and last additional risk they want in their portfolios is the debt. So they're trying to put it away. So everybody's trying to put a 5-year or a 10-year rate in place. And what's exciting about us is, look, my eyes is on the prize as the chairman and CEO of Magmile Capital. I'm forward looking. We are very excited about what we have on the horizon. I want to make this $1 billion company, and the way we do this is by scaling it. So we are aggressively employing a roll-up strategy where we're actually buying out other companies, other service providers, and rolling up into our business. And it's all backed by a very powerful machine learning and artificial intelligence based tool that we've developed called CapLogic. So we want that CapLogic to be sort of the backbone of our business, and then we want to acquire other companies and really make it accretive for our shareholders.
Yeah, and that was my last question, was about the AI part of things. You've been in the business a while. Are you surprised at just how effective using AI can be for the company?
Look, I think that's a great question and couldn't be asked at a better time. I've been in this business for 22 years. I know exactly where the inefficiencies lie. The problem is that if we waited for way too long to keep these inefficiencies under wraps, because guess what? These inefficiencies is what made us money, lots of money. Okay, well, no longer the case, because if I don't do it, somebody else is going to do it. We know exactly where the gaps are in the process and how we can use some of the latest technologies. Quite frankly, 2 years ago, it was too expensive to develop it. Okay. We've been babying this software platform for CapLogic for over 2 years. We're finally at a watershed moment, if you will, where it is very easy now to develop it, easy or relatively easy to develop it, because the technology is here, the processing speeds are here. What we are doing is we're bringing in different types of data, about 50 data points on a transaction, and really automating the underwriting and origination process to bring down cycle times down by like 50 times. So, I mean, we're talking about something that can take 100 days to close. We can close in 20 days.
Wow. Amazing. Rishi, thanks so much. I know you're trading on the OTCQB. MMCP is where it's at. People want more information on that, and really appreciate your time today. Thanks very much for telling me a bit about Magmile. Very interesting company.
Hey, Steve, thank you very much. Look us up. Good, exciting times. Thank you.
All right. There's Rishi Shah, is the CEO of Magmile Capital.